All right, guys, so today what we're going to be doing is we are going to be taking a written expression and putting it into a numerical expression, but then using a model to show our thinking with this. Now on here, if you notice, we're not solving it. We are just writing the numerical expression and then we are drawing a model to show this. So nowhere on here do we expect to see any of your answers. Okay, so the first one, and we kind of need to remember some of these things. When we see some of these terms, we need to understand what sum is. Well, sum is the answer to your addition problem. So we know that when it says the sum of 8 and 7, we know that we're adding these two. So I'm going to go ahead and put 8 plus 7, okay? And because that is something I want to do first, I want to make sure that that's put into parentheses. And then I want to double them. Okay, so I want to do it times 2. All right, so we've got to remember that because this is what we're wanting to do together, that is what is in your parentheses. So the sum of 8 and 7, we're putting those in parentheses. Doubled, we're multiplying it by 2. So if I were to draw a bar diagram of this, I'm going to have 2 sections, and this is going to be 8 plus 7. Now I could put 8 plus 7 over here, but I don't necessarily need to, but I know that 8 plus 7 would go here, 8 plus 7 would go here, and then yes, you could add these two together, but that's basically multiplying 8 plus 7 times 2 times, okay? So same thing over here. I've got 4 times the sum of, so I've got sum of 14 and 26, and I want to do 4 times. So I'm going to go ahead and write this as 4 times, and then I'm going to put 14 and 26 in parentheses. Now, writing the parentheses is very, very important because if you leave them out, oops, sorry, that should be plus, not 20 times. If you leave them out, guys, the orders of operation, I would be doing 4 times 14 first and then add 26, and that is incorrect. Okay, so the parentheses is really, really, really important that we do put it in here. One thing that I have kind of talked with previous students is trying to find where up in this word problem that I would call it. It's not really a word problem, but it's a written expression. I would find where I'm going to put those parentheses. So what am I going to do to 2 numbers? And then what am I going to do to them once I have that answer? So then I'm going to go ahead and draw my model again. And this time, because I'm multiplying it 4 times, I'm going to split this into 4. And I know that this is going to be 14 plus 26. Okay. Now again, guys, I do not need to write it 4 different times. I already know that if this is what I'm doing here, I'm going to do the same thing here, here, and here. Okay. All right. So now I've got 3 times the difference. If you're thinking subtraction, you're correct. I'm going to subtract it. So I know that I'm going to put that 37 and 5/10 and 24 and 5/10. I'm going to put those into a parentheses. I'm going to subtract them because I know that difference is subtraction, and then it says 3 times. So I'm just going to write this out 3 times in parentheses 37 and 5/10 minus 24 and 5/10. So again, I'm going to create a model, and because it is 3 times, I'm going to have 3 separate sections, and then I'm just going to write 37 minus 37 and 5/10 minus 24 and 5/10. Okay, again, don't have to write it all those times. Okay, so now I've got the sum. Oh, sum is going to be added. The sum of 3 16s and 2 9s. So I'm going to do 3 16s, which 3 16s is going to be 3 times 16. Okay? And then I'm going to want to add it to this to 2 9s. So I'm going to have 2 times 9. And remember, guys, I do want to do those parentheses because if I leave the parentheses out, I'm going to be doing some things before, and I don't want to do that. So make sure that those parentheses are in there. That is very important. So now what I'm going to do is I can draw a model. Okay. And this one is not going to be where I'm just going to split it into two. I can't do it. How many 16s do I have? Well, I have 3 of them. 16, 16, 16. Okay. How many 9s do I have? I have 2 of them. So I'm going to make 2 9s. So this is showing me that if I take 16, 16, and 16, and I add it to 9 times 9, that's going to give me the answer. So that is the model that I'm looking for. Okay. Here's another one. Ooh, there's that difference again. The difference between 4 25s and 3 25s. So it's going to be very similar to up here. So I'm going to do 4 times 25, and then I'm going to subtract it from 3 25s. Now, if you're sitting here thinking, well, how can you show subtraction when you have a bar like a bar graph or diagram like this? Well, what's going to happen, guys, is I'm going to make this bar diagram, and I'm going to show that 4 25s. So I'm going to do 4 times 25. Here's 25, 25, 25. And because I'm going to subtract, what I can do is I can make this other one of 3 25s. And then I know that what's going to happen is this is what I want to know. So the only difference is addition is pretty nice. We just kind of put it here. But when I'm doing my difference, it's you're comparing because I want to know what is the difference. And so this is what my answer is that I am looking for. Okay. Ooh, triple the sum of 33 and 27. So triple would be 3. Sum is going to be multiplying that. And then I want to add these two things together. So 33 plus 27. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this nice bar diagram. Okay. These ones are pretty simple to put out because you know that you're splitting it into 3 and you know that this one section is going to be 33 plus 27 as the same of those two. These two are just a little bit more difficult because your bar diagrams do look a little different.